Good day everyone. My name is Francisco Sumawan from AVPD3A. So, my topic is all about the diffusion of innovation theory. So, diffusion of innovation theory is developed by Everett Rogers in 1962. So, it revised on 2003. So, it explains how new health ideas, practices, and or technologies spread within a population. So, ang sinasabi dito sa diffusion of innovation theory is yung pag-evolve ng technologies, yung ng health ideas and the same time the practices from the galing sa makalumang panahon. So, next is according to this theory, people adopt new ideas in or at different rates. Some individuals accept innovations early while others take more time. So, sinasabi naman dito is nakadepende sa tao yung pag-adapt or sa lugar ng isang tao yung pag-adapt ng isang innovation. So, for example, nasa urban and sa rural na lugar. So, mas madaling makaka-adapt um, ng pag-unlad or what you call that, yung pag-adapt ng mga makabagong technology or mga makabagong health ideas yung urban um, urban urban na mga lugar kaysa sa rural. Kasi when we say urban is ito na yung napaloob dito yung mga cities, while sa rural naman is yun yung napakalayong mga lugar, which is sa mga bundok or hindi masyadong nare-reach ng mga tao, and kakaunti lang din yung population doon. So, for next is the theory assumes that the decision to adopt or reject an innovation depends on how well it is fits needs and values of individual or groups. So yung pag-adapt ng isang innovation is nakadepende sa individual or sa atin na tao. Kung paano natin ito i-adapt, which is pwedeng positive or pwedeng negative na paggamit ng isang tao. So nakadepende yon sa mag-a-adapt. And next, the diffusion of innovation theory ni Everett Rogers ay nagpapaliwanag kung paano kumakalat yung mga bagong idea, mga bagong gawain, and yung mga teknolohiya, just like what I said before. Kasi sinasabi dito na parang which is yung topic na ito is parang evolution ng mga ideas. So, in a whole is tumutulong itong teoryang ito sa para maintindihan nating lahat kung papaano mas epektibong maipakakalat ang mga bagong idea o gawain, lalo na sa mga mental health programs and community initiatives. So sinasabi dito is ang purpose ng innovative innovative diffusion innovation theory is para spread yung mga ideas and yung mga technologies para sa mga makabagong henerasyon. Okay, so let's proceed for the assumption for this topic. So first is adoption of new ideas or innovation occurs over time through a process. So na-adapt natin yung innovation through a process. So hindi siya madalian o um, hindi siya instant kasi may dinadaanan nitong process and it takes time to adapt. So next is the people in a social system adopt innovation at different rates. So next is yung tao sa isang social system. Kung paano nila ina-adapt sa pamamagitan ng different rates. So just like what I said before, yung lugar is nabibilong mo siya sa urban or rural. It depends to lugar kung paano ma-adapt yung isang innovation. So next is the communication channels are essential for spreading new ideas. So communication is the one of the most important to spread a new ideas kasi For example, nowadays is meron tayong technology, so napakadali lang na ma-spread yung isang ideas or through the social media. So just one click, so the news and the ideas just spread ng mabilisan. At lahat ay makaka-receive nito. Kasi karamihan naman ng tao ngayon is na-adapt na yung technology. So next is social system and peer influence strongly affect adoption. So ang social system at saka ang peer influence is napakalaking epekto when it comes in adoption. So yung pag-a-adapt ng isang lugar or when it comes in innovation is naapektuhan ito ng social system or yung just gaya lang din yung sinabi ko, yung sa lugar, kung ano mang lugar yon, and the peer influence and the best example of this is yung rural areas, kasi hindi sila wala silang masyadong influence sa ibang tao, hindi masyado silang updated, ganun. And next is the decision to adopt or reject an innovation is influenced by perceived attributes of the innovation. So ang nasa decision ng isang tao kung paano nila i-adapt or i-adapt ba nila ito. Just like sa panahon ngayon is yung ibang mga matatanda or mga may edad na is hindi talaga nila ina-adapt yung technology ngayon, which is nag-i-stick sila sa lumang paraan, which is walang technology and nabubuhay lang sila sa normal, and parang ayaw nilang i-adapt yun and to maintain kung ano yung kinalakihan nila noong unang panahon. And next is adoption follows categories of adopters: innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards, last group of people to adopt. So ang adoption is meron siyang mga tawag dyan, yung pagkakasunod-sunod. So first is the innovators. So innovators is sila yung nag-i-innovate ng isang bagay, which is sila yung nag-invent or nagawa ng isang kunwari ng technology, sila yung kauna-unahang nakahawak or nakagamit ng kanilang ginagawa. So ang tawag sa kanila is innovator. And next is the early adopters. So ang early adopters is, for example, ang isang bagay is ginawa sa isang bansa, which is ang early adopter ng bagay bagay na yun is ang unang makaka-adapt nun is yung bansa nila. So ang tawag doon is early adopters. Next is the early majority. So early majority is yung, for example, yung mga matataas na mga mayayaman na bansa, which is nakaka-afford or madali silang mag-adapt or madali mag-import sa kanila ng mga what kind of innovation. So ang tawag sa kanila is early adopters. So next is the late majority. Early majority rather. So next is the late majority. So late majority is, for example, sa mga mahihirap na bansa and hindi masyadong mayayaman, so nakaka-afford sila but hindi masyado advanced. So sumusunod lang sila sa mga mayayaman na bansa na nauuna na, and saka pa nila ma-afford yun. Saka pa nila nagagamit yun pag medyo late na. And next is the laggards or the last group of people to adopt. Ito na talaga yung mga tao na malalayo and let's say mga nasa kabundukan. So kung yung isang bansa ay na-adapt na yung isang innovation, but merong isang lugar sa isang bansa na napakalayo sa mga, let's say, mga city and what kind of establishment. So late, yun sila yung pinaka-late na nakaka-adapt ng isang innovation. So last is the change is more likely when the innovation meets the needs and values of individual or groups. So change is more likely So mas maganda talaga yung or yung innovation na yun is nag-change talaga siya, and yung innovation na yun is minimit niya yung needs and values of individuals or groups. Kasi let's say ngayon mas pinapadali ng mga technology yung buhay natin, which is one click lang is masasagot na yung lahat ng tanong natin, and mas pinapadali yung buhay ng tao nowadays. That's all, and thank you.